Dear fellow black people, stop policing the N-word. Stop right now. Full stop. It is not your responsibility to ensure that no one says that word to you or to a loved one or around you. Now, before y'all jump all up and down my back, listen, let me explain myself. And maybe you might find that what I'm saying has a little bit of validity to it. My name is Niko, aka Niko Nice, aka Niko for the people, and thank you for tuning in to my YouTube channel. I have found growing up in high school, in middle school, and in college that an overwhelming majority of African Americans feel the need to police people saying the N-word. And growing up, it always made sense to me. It always seemed like the right thing to do. So whenever I would hear someone threaten to beat somebody up, threaten to punch somebody in the face, threaten to knock somebody out behind their usage of that word, I didn't see anything wrong with that. It all made perfect sense. That term was used in a very derogatory manner towards black people for many, many years. Well, more specifically, the N-word with the hard R. Black people have more or less attempted to reclaim the power of that word by slightly changing the word and then using it with each other colloquially. I think I said that word right. In a friendly manner, okay? Which that too, I believe I understand. And I have been a pretty heavy usage of that word throughout my entire life. However, I no longer believe that it makes sense to police others who use that word. I think that it makes sense if you respectfully ask someone not to use it with you, towards you, or around you. Why not? But what I'm referring to is almost an uncontrolled rage that black people can jump into when called that word. I know people who are, for all intents and purposes, very respectable, professional people, yet they would even tell you out of their mouth that if someone called them that word, then they lose all professionalism. They lose all of their filter, and they will go off on that person. I'll name somebody who we all know very well who says this and has said it multiple times. Shannon Sharp, Uncle Shay, who I love very much. I think he's fantastic in sports media. I think he's fantastic in media in general. His podcast, Club Shay Shay, is fantastic. Or not, is it a podcast? His interview show, podcast, whatever, Club Shay Shay, is fantastic. And then his show with Chad Ochocinco is also fantastic. Very, very entertaining. However, on a multitude of occasions, he has stated out of his mouth that if he's playing on a football field and someone addresses him by that word, that he is flipping out. That you're gonna have to peel him off of the other person with the firefighter's jaws of life. That he gonna be on you like white on rice, and he gonna beat the draws off you. Pause. when I first heard him say things like that, I'm telling you, I agreed with it, and it made sense. It no longer makes sense to me. You are donating an immense amount of power and control when you allow your actions to be dictated by someone else's words. That is absolutely asinine. That is absolutely atrocious. For anybody, you should be, what's the word? I heard it recently. Anti-fragile. Anti-fragile. That means that people have to fight tooth and nail to get you to jump out of character. People have to try their very hardest to get an emotional reaction out of you because you are like Teflon. Words bounce off of you as they should. Let me take it a step further. And I like having conversations with people in person about this concept because I feel like I can really articulate and really get down to the nitty gritty of why I think it's absolutely useless. Let's look at a random black person's family. Okay, what are your mother's finances looking like? What type of house does she live in? What kind of car does she drive? Okay, what about your grandmother? Okay, what about your father? What about your uncles? What about your siblings? Odds are somebody or many folks in your family are not in a good position. At any day, their life can be turned upside down with a blown tire, with damage on their vehicle that they cannot afford to fix, with a medical scare, and they don't have health insurance. And you are choosing to spend your time having emotional reactions about one word? What are we talking about? Are you a parent? Okay, so you have a child. God has entrusted you with the life and direction of another human being. And you can mold and shape this human being into being a great, amazing person. Don't you have bigger fish to fry? Like, aren't you teaching them about philosophy? Aren't you teaching them about mathematics? Aren't you teaching them about finance? Weren't you just saying that you had no one to teach you about credit, which is why you fell into a credit trap? Aren't you busy teaching your children about credit? Aren't you busy teaching them how to avoid debt? Aren't you busy teaching them how to avoid toxic relationships? Are you not? No, or you're worrying about fist fighting somebody, punching somebody in the face who said the N word. Now, I know you might think you can do those things simultaneously, but how you do one thing is how you do everything. Do not allow anybody's words in any way to cause a visceral, emotional reaction from you. Because if you do, congratulations. You just anointed them your personal puppeteer, strings and all. They control you. They tell you when to jump and how high to jump when you do jump. Do not give anyone that control. Anger is control. If you're angry at something or someone, that something or someone controls you. Thank you for tuning into this video. It's your boy Niko Nice. Subscribe and like the video on your way out. Thank you. Have a good day.